You know that moment when you think about really speaking English fluently and it just feels like this massive task, maybe even impossible.
Oh, absolutely. You're definitely not alone there.
Mhm.
So many people are looking for that uh, clear path, a step-by-step way to get confident.
Well, that's exactly what we're digging into today. We've got this practical daily routine. The idea is it can significantly boost your English speaking fluency in, get this, just 30 days.
Yeah, it's framed as a sort of express route to becoming, you know, properly well-informed in English conversations.
And what's great, like you said, this isn't just theory. It's grounded in a really good discussion we had with Mia, an English coach.
Right, and she's someone who learned languages herself, so she gets the journey. What really struck me was how actionable it all was. Day-to-day steps that actually work.
Exactly. So our mission here is to unpack the core bits of this 30-day plan. We want to get why each part matters and how they kind of mesh together to build fluency and confidence.
Makes sense. Where should we start?
Okay, let's start with the big one. Fluency itself. It's a word thrown around all the time, but what does it actually mean here in this routine?
That's key, isn't it? Because often people think fluency means like zero mistakes, perfect grammar, huge vocabulary.
Right, this impossible standard.
Exactly. But Mia's point was fluency is much more about flow. It's about speaking smoothly and maybe even more importantly, with confidence.
Ah, okay, so less about perfection, more about just communicating effectively.
Precisely. It connects back to that idea of being well informed. You need that flow and confidence to really engage, understand, and contribute. It makes the goal feel, achievable.
So the routine is designed to train your brain for that, to think in English.
Yeah, essentially. Train the brain, build vocabulary, improve pronunciation, all with this structured daily practice over 30 days.
Ah, okay, I'm intrigued. A 30-day plan.
Yep.
It sounds intense, but definitely interesting. What are the actual steps, the structure?
It breaks down into four main parts, done daily.
Okay,
First, there's a morning vocabulary boost. Takes about, say, 15 to 20 minutes.
right.
Then you've got listening and shadowing practice. That's about 30 minutes.
Hmm.
After that, speaking practice. Aim for 20 to 30 minutes there.
Okay, the active part.
Yep. And finally, you wrap up the day with about 10 minutes of review and reflection.
4 parts. Got it. Let's take that first one, the morning vocabulary boost. Why start the day like that?
The idea is to sort of switch your brain into English mode right away before the day grabs you.
Makes sense.
So the routine suggests reviewing 10 new English words or phrases right when you wake up, ideally.
And you mentioned tools, flashcard apps, maybe?
Yeah, things like Anki or Quizlet are great for this.
Yeah.
Or honestly, even just a simple notebook works.
But it's not just looking at the list, right? That probably doesn't cut it.
No, exactly. That's the crucial bit Mia stressed.
Hmm.
You have to go beyond just memorizing the definition.
So what do you do?
You actively create your own sentences using those new words, original ones.
Ah, okay. That forces you to actually think about how it works in context.
Precisely. How you might actually use it. It makes the connection much stronger in your brain.
Can you give an example? Like, how would that work practically?
Sure. Let's say one of your words for the day is confident. Instead of just noting means feeling sure of oneself.
Right.
You'd make a sentence that's personal, something like, um, I feel confident when I speak English in public.
Yeah.
Or maybe I want to feel more confident.
So linking it to your own life, your feelings, your goals.
Exactly. That personal connection is huge for retention. It makes the word stick so much better.
That seems really straightforward but powerful. Okay, part 2. Listening and shadowing. 30 minutes. This sounds active.
It really is. So first, you listen to some English audio. Could be podcasts, TED Talks, YouTube clips, whatever feels about right for your level.
Okay. With subtitles on first.
Yeah, listen while reading the subtitles. That helps you connect the sound to the meaning in the written word.
And then the shadowing part. What exactly is that?
Right, shadowing. So after you've listened once, you play it again. But this time, you try to repeat exactly what the speaker is saying as they're saying it.
Like mimicking them in real time.
Yep. Focusing on matching their tone, their rhythm, their speed. It can feel pretty awkward at first,
I
honestly.
can imagine.
But it's incredibly effective. It's like you're training your mouth muscles and your brain to work together in English, making those new pathways.
So it really helps with pronunciation and sounding more natural.
Hugely. Mia really emphasized this for pronunciation and getting that natural flow. Just make sure you pick stuff where you understand most of it with the subtitles so you can focus on the sounds when you shadow.
Okay, that makes sense. Physically replicating the sounds. Got it. Next up, speaking practice. 20, 30 minutes. This is often the scary part for people, right?
It really is. That hesitation is so common. But the routine is pretty firm on this. Start speaking from day one. Don't wait until you feel ready.
Because you'll never feel perfectly ready.
Pretty much. So the advice is practical. If you've got a language partner, great. Use them
But if not,
and speak to yourself. Seriously,
Mhm.
it's a valid and effective method.
speaking to yourself, like what would you actually do?
Could be simple stuff. Describe what you're doing. Okay, now I'm making coffee.
Yeah.
Or talk about your goals for the day. And definitely try to use those new vocabulary words you learned in the morning.
Ah, okay. Bringing it full circle.
Exactly. Or use apps, things like Hello Talk or Cambly, to find people for real conversations. The main thing is just doing it. Even short bursts every day build confidence surprisingly fast.
So just get the words out, overcome that hurdle.
Okay.
And the last piece, 10 minutes of review and reflection before bed. Why end the day with this?
This is all about making it stick, solidifying the learning.
How?
You actively review what you learned or practiced that day, and you also reflect on the process itself. The routine suggests maybe using a journal.
Journaling prompts. Like what?
Yeah, like jotting down. Which new words did I actually use today? What mistakes did I notice myself making? What went well? What felt like a success?
So it's not just reviewing the material, but reviewing your progress.
Exactly. It gives you concrete evidence that you are improving, which is super motivating. Plus, it helps you spot patterns and lock in those good habits.
Okay, let me just recap that quickly. Morning, vocab boost, active use. Then, listening and shadowing for sounds and flow. Then, actual speaking practice, even if it's just to yourself. And finally, end of day review and reflection.
That's the core loop.
Yeah.
Seems comprehensive, right?
It really does. But let's be real, life gets in the way sometimes. What happens if you miss a day? Is it all ruined?
No, not at all. And that's a really important point Mia made. It's about consistency, not perfection.
Oh, okay.
If you miss a day, don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
Just start again the next day.
Yeah.
Seriously. The power comes from the cumulative effect. Even if you hit it, say, 80% of the time, that's still massive progress.
That really takes the pressure off. Good to hear. Were there any other tips, like for staying motivated through those 30 days?
Yeah, a few good bonus tips came up. One was recording yourself speaking English maybe once a week.
Ooh, to hear the difference.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It gives you objective proof that you're getting better, which can be a huge motivator when you feel stuck.
Clever. What else?
Setting mini goals.
Yeah.
Small, achievable things. Like maybe aim to have just a 5-minute conversation in English by day 15.
Right, breaking it down into smaller wins.
Yep. Hitting those milestones gives you that boost, that feeling of, okay, I can do this.
Nice. Any others?
Yeah, celebrating the small wins. Did you manage to use a new word correctly? Awesome. Acknowledge it. Give yourself a little credit.
I like that.
And maybe the biggest one, avoid comparing yourself to other people. Everyone learns differently, at their own speed. Focus on your path, your improvement.
That is so crucial, isn't it? Comparison really is the thief of joy, especially in learning. So as we kind of wrap up this deep dive into the 30-day routine, what's the main takeaway, the core message for listeners?
I think the core message is that, yes, a structured daily routine one that hits vocabulary, listening, shadowing, speaking, and reflection really can lead to noticeable, meaningful improvement in your fluency. And within a relatively short time, like 30 days.
And crucially, it's about progress, not perfection, building that real-world confidence to just communicate.
Exactly. Which leads to maybe a final thought for you listening right now.
Yeah.
Just consider, if you actually committed to this kind of focused practice, even for just 30 days, what could that unlock for you? How might feeling more confident speaking English change things, not just in language, but maybe in other parts of your life too? What could you achieve?